Happy Sunday. What a beautiful Sunday it is. The sun has been shining on our lives here in the Northwest finally, and it's been really lovely. And I've been enjoying it. Now, if you happened to see yesterday show, I was pretty weary in the morning, and I was just not fully with program. And it's all good. It's all a part of the process. So after I finished doing the show, I started doing some other things to see if I could clean up my energy a bit. So I like washed all my bedding and like that. And then eventually, see, I live in the, like literally in the woods, but not like some remote place in the woods. But we have trees that are a couple 100 feet tall on this property, and we have a huge canopy. So we don't get a lot of blazing sun in large form. It comes in little sequences, in little pockets. And so yesterday, when the sun started hitting the deck, now it only happens for a couple hours before it falls behind the trees again. So I went out there. I put on my little orange shorts, and I went out there and literally bathed in the sun for a couple hours. Now, what I realized when doing all this, that by sitting up there on the deck instead of being out walking, on the highways and all that stuff, just sitting on the deck and breathing and soaking in the sun for a couple hours, I felt completely regenerized. I had so much more energy. And so I started really looking at it and contemplating what was so about that. And, I've been reading man's higher consciousness. So I've really been studying a lot about the cosmic energy, which Hilton Hotmas talks about in the book, because his whole book is about the incredible importance and power of breath and how you develop your skills of being a breatharian, among other things. But he talks a lot about the cosmic energy. Now, he doesn't even put it in the references of like prana and chi. Those come from other ideas, but there's the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's all cosmic energy force. Now, he doesn't talk about urine therapy, but John Armstrong, in his book, Water of Life, he does. He talks about the urine therapy along with the fasting as the magic cure-all. Now, I'm pretty much on both of these tracks. I reread these books over and over because there's so much knowledge in them. There's so much to learn, and I really want to own my knowledge. As Bob Dylan once said, I know my song well before I sing it. And I agree, it's a healthy choice. So I recognize that what I'm doing is correct. And I just have to get past my own mind limitations, my own shortcomings, and be larger, live bigger, and see beyond my limitations, my addictions, my habits, to experience something that's greater than anything I've ever experienced before. And for this, I'm excited. I am. I'm just so committed at this point to get to the other side. And I just take it one day at a time. That's it. I'm just living in the moment and taking it in stride. But I intend to go out there again today and do the same thing. And tomorrow, while we have all this glorious sunshine, I'm going to go out there and soak up as much cosmic prana, chi, energy as I can get. And with the breatharian thing too, there's a modification that has to be met, in fasting. I mean, I'm not going to go out and run a marathon. I have to start readjusting my body. And, it's all tempered at this point. And I understand that. And I have a responsibility to keep that in check. I'm not going to go out and play Superman anymore. I want to live a long and healthy and happy life. I want to be able to share, good news and happiness and love for as long as I can, to help people find their own way, to learn how they can also improve their lives in the simplest way possible at no expense. Now, that's pretty profound wisdom, and I intend to keep sharing it. And, on a side note, I'm still not able to access my WEEDU SHIVAMBU Facebook, which is very frustrating because I have, I don't know, there's like 700 or so people out there that I'm missing all their feed, and I'm not being able to interact with them. And it's very frustrating to me. And so right now I'm operating out of the Casey Caban Facebook page. That's, what I can do. Now, I'm waiting patiently to see if I can correct my Facebook problem, because so far I have not come to any resolve. At least I have my email account and my YouTube account, so that much I've restored. But the Facebook just doesn't even want to know me, and I don't want to have to start over if I don't have to. So I'm kind of patiently waiting until my funds come in at the next week, and I may have to talk to a technician and pay out some money and all that. I just it's frustrating because I'm trying to buy this van and get it all paid off and prepare myself to head back to the desert here in a couple months. So having technical problems and computer expenses are just kind of a drag right now. But it's all good. I'm not worried about any of these things. But I know that the urine therapy is the key. The breatharian was a secondary that came second. I think that both of them incorporated together are really incredible for their curable, the curing powers between the two. Fasting and urine therapy is power, more power than most people will ever comprehend. So I wrote a poem this morning. I was inspired this morning. Now, I've written literally thousands of poems, thousands. And I have just archives and catalogs of these things laying around in files and stuff. But I haven't written one for a little while, quite a while. I used to write prolifically. I did an exercise 19 years ago. This was in 1998 in the spring. And for some reason, I was motivated to, I wanted, my mission was to write poems with the fewest words possible, to see if I could convey a message in the least amount of words. So it was an exercise in writing. I produced, my memory serves me, 350 poems in 18 days. And I put it into a book. I never really published it, but it's the book is that thick of pages. 350 poems in 18 days. It was pretty prolific. And I was excited at the time. So, I write because I'm happy. I write because I'm sad. I've written a lot of things because they were politically charged, spiritually motivated, because of love lost, love found. I write a lot of things, and I don't know why. I guess I grew up on too much Dr. Seuss. I just have this uncanny ability with my cadence to incorporate rhythm and rhyme. It's just how my head works. How people write in other poetry and abstract is beyond my comprehension. It's not in my wheelhouse. But the style I write in is effortless, really, quite frankly. So with all that being said, I want to give you a happy morning cheer. And I'm going to share this with you now. And it's appropriately titled. Oh, God. This is called Piss is Bliss. You know, I coined that phrase. I'm going to make t-shirts. I am, truly. So here it is, Piss is Bliss. Wake up, sheeple. Look and see. A perfect cure is in your pee. The miracle within turns old to youth. I know it's true. I'm living proof. As more people discover, they hold the cure by knowing the truth that urine is pure. A golden elixir that gives you a lift with stem cell energy, God's perfect gift. Stop your complaining and understand this. You have your own cure because piss is bliss. Are we having fun yet? I know I am. I hope you are too. So I send you love and peace. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous day. And boom! Hey, you just been loved.